Alright, welcome back to the shop. I'm just out here firing a barbecue grill up and looked at my phone and saw that I have a couple comments about people wanting to know more about how I whip the handle on this slip tool. And I've never really focused on doing the up close shots. There's a real art to that, and obviously I haven't mastered it yet. But I've got a couple different cameras. I got one here, and I've got another one, time lapse. And I practiced a little bit with this set of Crowder pliers, and I'm not sure I really like the handles on this. The whole thing is so small that it doesn't really make any sense, and I don't think it'd make a good exemplar. But you know, let's do the handle on this little hammer. I use this thing all the time, so we'll see it in videos, and we'll see how the handle holds up on it. It'll be sort of an experiment, see how this thing, how durable this handle is. And because we know it gets really field tested. But more than just testing the durability of this is actually how to do it. And the first thing we're going to want to do is you want to make a, I guess you get your tarred twine or whatever you're using. There's a, bear with me for 1 second. There's another thing. This is actually whipping twine. It's got a waxy coating to it, and the whipping twine is much more expensive, and it does a good job. I have a couple colors of this. I've got black and red and whatnot, and for better ropes and things like that, I'll use this because the size is more appropriate for rope. Tarred twine comes in a bunch of different sizes, and this is going to be really hard to portray, but some of it, I think, it gets up to, I think, 500-pound test, and this stuff, I think, is 90-pound test, something like that. Anyway, there's a number of different sizes out there. I think this is number 44. It's a weird sizing, as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, to the task of tying this, of whipping the end of this handle, let's just sort of ballpark how far we want to do it. We want the handle to start from, let's say, a ½ inch up from the bottom and go up about 2 or 3 inches. So we're going to want to leave enough room hanging out one end to pull on it, and we're going to want enough room at the end to be able to run the last one through. So I've got this being filmed from a couple different angles, so hopefully this sort of illustrates or covers what we want to see. It's really simple. You just come around with the first one. Try to keep these together. And just keep twisting. And as you twist them, you're going to want to keep pushing it. Alright, so now I've got the, get everything out of the way here. So now that I have this roughed out, if you can see this tag end, I've got the eyelet here. Let me get that straight. This is harder, this looks harder than it is because I'm trying to get everything in the camera view, but it's actually very simple. Simple doesn't necessarily mean easy. Alright, so now I've got it through the tag end, and what I've got is this tag that we left out at the very beginning. So now that we have this pushed through the loop, what I'm going to do is pull this, and it's going to draw the loop in and tag and hide this end. So let's start pulling. And you see that pull through? And you can see it start sneaking. It's all the way back to here now. tighter, tighter, tighter. And now it's right in the middle. And now we're just going to sort of smooth that out. Get a lighter. Alright, so there it is. This is the whipped handle, and you can see that's pretty good. There's a little gap in there that'll end up working itself out. You can almost see the line where it pulled down. But this the tar twine will sort of melt together and adhere to itself. I think if you're really on these tools, working them a lot, you would want to go ahead and coat this with like a two-part epoxy. I would think painting it with something like the BSI Industries, the two-part epoxy. That stuff's pretty good. In this case, we're going to just sort of go au naturel, and let's see how this holds together. So, and I've used this on a shovel. I don't have the shovel anymore. But I broke the head on the shovel, and I ended up using this to hold it together. So, and it just worked. Anyway, I hope this was helpful, and you'll see this in future videos, and we'll see how long this stays on there. So, anyway, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and have a good day.